people face this issue that they have created their campaigns and they have added all the budgets, but the thing is that the campaign is not performing. When we talk about it's not performing, it is not even spending the money. You're not getting any impressions, you're not getting any clicks. So what do you do now? How do you make your campaign to spend the money to get some results? So in that scenario, we can put three specific optimizations in our campaign through which we can optimize our campaign further to spend the amount of budget we have set for the day. So let's just jump into the video and learn about all these three optimizations which we can do in our campaign part so that our campaign can start spending the money. The three optimizations which we can do to make our campaign spending the amount of budget which we have set for the day. The first optimization which we can do is changing our keywords match type. We can go into our campaign and we can go into our keywords and see the match types which we have set for our keywords. If it's broad match, that's fair enough. Or if it's phrase match, that's also fair enough. But if your keyword match type is exact match, make sure you change your match types into the phrase match or the broad match. So the process will be that you will select all your keywords, go to edit, click on change match types, click on change all match types, and here you have to select the phrase match and click on apply. Now, once all your keywords match types have been changed from the exact match to the phrase match, you have to monitor your campaign for at least 2 to 3 days. And if you start getting impressions and start getting clicks, then your problem is solved. If the issue still arises, what you can do is, if you can again select all the keyword match types, go to edit, do the same process, change all match types, and this time you have to select this broad match keyword match types. Once you select this keyword match types, you can click on apply. Once all these keywords have been changed into the broad match, you can start seeing some impressions and the clicks start being populated in your keywords. But the one thing which you have to keep in the consideration that with the broad match keyword match types, even with the phrase match keyword match types, lot of junk search terms will start populating. So what you have to do is you have to go to your insight and reports and go to the search terms part, and you have to keep checking all those search terms. If you find over here in your search terms report any specific junk search terms, you can that time itself select that search term and mark it as a negative keyword so that your campaign will start going in the right direction. So the another optimization which we can do to spend the money in our campaigns is we can add an additional layer of audience on our keywords. So all the search terms works on the keyword basis, which is exact match and broad match. Now what we can do is we can add additional layer of audience segment on our search campaign. What it will do is it will eventually try to show the ads even to the people who are interested, not only to the people who are just being searching the specific keywords which you have added in a campaign. So what we can do is we can go into our campaign and we can select our audience. So once we select the audience, we can add our audience segment over here. We can add an audience segment over here. So you can click on add audience segment and select campaign level. Once you do that, you will have to select the interest which suits your business. Now, if I go to browse, there are two types of audiences which we can see here. One is affinity audience, another one is in-market audience. Affinity audience is a very broad spectrum of audience. In-market audience is a very high intent audience. Let's just learn with an example. For example, I love football shoes, but I'm not actively looking for the football shoes. I will be considered under the affinity audience. Now, another example. I love football shoes and I am actively looking on google.com or any other marketplaces to buy a football shoes. Then I will be considered under the in-market audience. In-market audience is the one who is actively looking to buy that specific product. Affinity audience is the audience who has some kind of interest in that product, but it is not compulsory that they are going to buy the specific product now itself. So you can select the audience whichever suits for you. So I can select in-market audience. So let's assume that my business falls under the arts and craft supplies. So I'll just select arts and craft supplies and click on save. Once I save the audience, my audience is added. So if you want to see your audience, you can just click on show table and you will be able to see the audience which you have added. Eventually what will happen that not just spending the money on the keywords, now your search campaign will also try to show your ads to the people who are interested in art and craft supplies, not just to a specific keyword. The last but not the least optimization which we can do in our campaigns is optimizing our bidding strategy. As you can see that this campaign is created with the help of maximize click. What we have to focus on whenever we are creating any new campaign, we have to select a bidding strategy as maximize clicks. A lot of times when people start their new campaign, what they do is they start with maximize conversions or maximize conversion value. Even they set the maximize conversions with target CPA, or they set the maximize conversion value with target ROAS. You don't have to do that. At the initial level, you have to let your campaign learn from the signals which is receiving. So what you can do is you can select your bidding strategy and keep your bidding strategy as maximize clicks. Make sure that you're not selecting the maximize conversions or maximize conversions with target CPA or maximize conversion value with target ROAS. Why we do that is we want our campaign to learn from the signals, as Google Ads is all about signals. The better signals it will receive, the chances are that campaign will perform better. So what you want is let the Google to analyze the type of people who are clicking on your ad. Now, let's just learn it from an example why we use maximize clicks. At the first day, Google tried to show your ads to 100 people. Out of that, 10 people will click on it. Now, Google has made the persona that the type of people who are going to click on your ad. Now, moving forward, Google will try to show the ads only to the people who are tend to click on your ad. And Google already has the persona of those people. Once you receive at least 15 to 20 clicks in your campaign, you can change your bidding strategy to maximize conversions. Let's understand with an example again. You have receiving a conversion at rupees 350, but that's way above the ROAS which you are looking for. So what you can do is you can let your campaign run at the initial week on maximize clicks. Once you receive 30 to 40 clicks, you can change your bidding strategy to maximize conversions. Once you do that, you let your campaign run. For the initial 1 week, what you will see that you will notice that your conversions are coming at a specific cost. Let's assume the conversions are coming at 350 rupees, but you want to bring down the cost per conversion. So what you can do is you can let your campaign run for 1 week at 350 rupees per conversions. Once your campaign starts getting settled in and Google knows the type of people who are going to convert, then you can set your target cost per action, and over here you can mention your target CPA. Let's assume you can mention that 250 rupees and you can click on save. Once you do that, Google will try to bring down the cost per acquisition at lower rate. Eventually, it will not come down exactly at 250 rupees, but you will see the reduction in the cost per acquisition. So this is how the bidding strategy should be used. Initially, always start with maximize clicks, let the Google to understand the type of people who are going to click, then change your bidding strategy to maximize conversion, let the Google to understand the type of people who are converting, then you can change your bidding strategy to maximize conversion with target CPA, whatever the cost which is best for your business. So this is how your campaign will start performing better. So these are the 3 strategies, guys, which you can use to optimize your campaign if your campaign is not performing or if you're not able to spend the amount of budget which you have set for your campaign.